I believe if you master these 5 points about Social Security, you will have the foundational knowledge to be able to make great decisions on when to distribute your Social Security benefit that you're entitled to. Let's get into it. The first and most important thing to understand is that monthly benefits rise with your claiming age. In other words, the longer you wait to file for Social Security, the higher your benefit is going to be. To illustrate this and to really hammer it home, we got to cover some information first. First, a couple definitions. Primary insurance amount. This is your base monthly benefit. It's first calculated at age 62 based on your highest earning 35 years. You're going to receive this amount if you apply at your full retirement age. The maximum primary insurance amount at your full retirement age is $3,849 per month as of right now. So when's your full retirement age? Well, it depends when you were born. If you were born between 1943 and 1954, your full retirement age is age 66, but most people are already taking their benefit if they were born in this period of time. Most of us, if you go down to the bottom here, you're going to see it's 1960 or later. Some of us are in 66 and 10 months, 66 and 8 months. If you're in that range, you're most likely waiting if you haven't pulled your benefit yet. But this is your full retirement age. So this is where you would get that primary insurance amount that we just mentioned that's calculated off your highest 35 earning years. So like I mentioned, your full retirement age is the age at which you can claim your full retirement benefit that you're entitled to, that full primary insurance amount that you're entitled to. At this age or that stage, the full retirement age we just mentioned, you will not have a reduced benefit, which we'll get to in a second. Claiming before this age actually reduces your benefit down, and the earlier you claim, all the way up into age 62, shows a reduced amount. That's called the actuarial reduction. Claiming after this age or waiting results in a larger benefit. So here are the consequences if you start pulling your Social Security benefit out early. As you can see here on this chart, if you applied age 62 and say your full retirement age is age 66 versus 67, it depends a little bit on a couple percentage points. But in general, if you applied age 62, you're going to get between 70 and 75% of that primary insurance amount, the full benefit amount that you could receive. And as you get a little bit older, closer to your full retirement age, that percentage increases, as you can see here. But that number, when you pull that benefit, is locked in. That's the number that you're going to be receiving with cost of living adjustments along the way. But that's the number you're going to be receiving for the rest of your life. So that's one of the main consequences of filing early is you lock in a smaller amount. What it looks like after your full retirement age, if you wait, you actually get bigger amounts. So that primary insurance amount that we calculated actually starts to increase at 8% per year every year that you wait until your full retirement age at age 70. So remember, your full retirement age is what we mentioned before on that chart, usually 66 or 67. But if you wait to after that until the maximum age, which is age 70, the time frame in between there, each year you're going to get an 8% increase on the amount that you'll receive. This will be your maximum benefit. Another really cool thing about the Social Security Administration benefit that you receive, like I mentioned a couple seconds ago, is there is a cost of living adjustment every year. Over the past 75 years, it's averaged 2.4%. So they're adjusted each year for inflation. The 2025 COLA is going to be 2.5%. They just came out and talked about that. This is all based off Social Security's projected cost of living adjustments. And one little tip, Social Security kind of builds this in. If you have cost of living adjustments on the larger amounts for waiting to file, it's actually just a better deal for you because you get cost of living adjustments, the percentages, off a bigger pot of money. So it's the cost of living adjustments mean more if you wait longer and cultivate a bigger benefit. So some key points to remember is if you apply early, your benefit starts lower. Cost of living adjustments magnify the impact of earlier delayed claiming. Decision impacts survivor benefits as well, which we're going to get to. Delaying benefits may give your surviving spouse more income, which big on strategies. And you're also going to take a health status, life expectancy, income needs, and overall retirement plans into account, which is what I help out with, the more conceptual version of all this, making sure that we're making good Social Security decisions off your entire retirement life and journey. All right, must know number 2 is that your spouse may be able to claim benefits based on your earnings records. When is it smart? How to do it is what we're going to talk about now. Okay, the rules for the spousal benefits is the spousal benefit, not your own benefit, the spousal benefit, usually the lower earning spouse. The benefit equals 50% of the worker's primary insurance amount. And now we just talked about primary insurance amount. If you need to rewind it and go to that part again, I've segmented that out if you want to take a look at it. Primary worker must have filed for benefits, so the main earner must have filed for benefits. The spouse must be at least 62 for reduced benefit or full retirement age for the full benefit. There's no delayed credits on spousal benefits after the full retirement age, which is very interesting. There is a delayed credit on the primary benefit. So if the primary earner waits until age 70, the spousal could get a bigger portion because they're going to get 50% of that. You can only receive a spousal benefit if it's larger than your own benefit on your own record. Here's an example of the calculation of spousal benefit. Jack's primary insurance amount is $2,000. Jill's primary insurance amount is $800. If Jill applies at full retirement age, her benefit will be $1,000 or 50% of Jack's primary insurance amount. And how they do that is they basically just they could add a spousal add-on, or you could just take the full benefit. Because sometimes spouses are taking their own benefit and then they get to the point where the primary insurance recipient will get a larger benefit, then they file, and then they'll put the spousal add-on to top it off. If the spouse's benefit is higher, that's the one that they're going to receive. It's pretty simple. So one spousal planning maximization strategy, one really good idea is both spouses delaying to age 70. This allows the lower earning spouse's primary insurance to be more than 50% of higher earning spouse's PIA, and it maximizes lifetime benefits over long life expectations. So if you plan on living a long time, this is going to be better because the longer you live with a bigger benefit, you're going to get way more in Social Security benefits. So here's an example. Bob and Betty are 60 now. Bob's primary insurance amount is $3,000. Betty's PIA is $1,800. Life expectancy is 85 for Bob, 95 for Betty. When should they claim? Well, I've done a little calculation for you. You can see there's 4 options here. They both can claim early. They both can claim at full retirement age. Betty claims early, Bob claims later. And the maximum lifetime nominal benefit is Bob claims on his own record at age 70. Betty claims on own record at age 70. And then Betty claims the survivor benefit at age 85 when Bob passes away. That's the maximum benefit is number 4, but there are some good strategies within here that could be used. This is a perfect example. There's no one size fits all. There are multiple strategies for different types of people, but one way to maximize their benefit in this particular case is waiting, and that's because they have long life expectancies. You can also see here in this bottom chart, the break-even point is around 2042. This is in their early 80s, so the longer they live past those dates, the larger the benefits become, with both claiming early ends up being the worst. Claiming early only makes sense if they're planning on passing away very early. The cool thing about this is the surviving spouse. So when Bob passes away, Betty receives the benefit as a surviving spouse. Now you can see that 3 and 4, waiting and claiming later, provides a substantially bigger benefit in the first year for Betty. If they both claim early, it almost cuts it down to about 60 to 70 to maybe 80% of the maximum benefit Betty could receive as a survivor. The next example, let's change it up a little bit. Bob and Betty are 60. Bob's PIA is 300 and Betty's PIA is 800. So she has a smaller benefit. The life expectancies are the same. When should they claim? Does this change things? It does change things a little bit. You can see these 4 options. If you want to rewind back to the previous 4 options, you can see that it changes things by when they should claim. The maximum lifetime nominal benefit is Betty claims on her own record at 67. So Betty claims first. Bob claims at 70, so he delays. Betty claims the spousal add-on. Like I said before, she'll claim her own benefit. When Bob finally files, if 50% is more than her benefit, which it will be, they'll top it off. Then Betty claims the survivor's benefit. It's the same thing. It just switches it around where Betty can claim first, get a little head start on her own benefit. Again, you can see the break even is about the same, but a little bit later. But the waiting and delaying definitely pays off if you think you're going to live longer. Full disclaimer, there's an edit here. That's my fault. This should say must know number 3. But basically, we're trying to get to the next point. Widows and widowers may receive survivor benefits. In order to receive a benefit as a surviving spouse, to receive survivor benefits, the marriage must have lasted at least 9 months, except in the case of some sort of accident. Survivor must be at least 60. So this is if someone passed away and you're a survivor, you're a widower. Survivor benefit is not available if widower remarries before age 60, unless that marriage ends, and divorced spouse survivor benefits available if the marriage lasted at least 10 years. So here's an example. Joe and Julie are married. Both are over full retirement age. Joe's benefit is $2,000. Julie's benefit is $1,200. Joe dies. Julie notifies Social Security and her $1,200 benefit is replaced by a $2,000 survivor benefit. And then here, asterisk, asterisk, if Joe had maximized his benefit by claiming at 70, this would have maximized Julie's survivor benefit as well. So maximizing survivor benefits depends on essentially two things: the age at which the deceased spouse originally claimed his or her benefit, and maximized by having higher earning spouse claim benefits at 70, and two, the age at which the widower complained, and number two is the age at which the widower claims a survivor benefit. Maximize this by having widower claim the survivor benefit at full retirement age or later. When eligible for both a retirement benefit and a survivor benefit, start with one benefit and switch to the other. Always take the higher benefit last, especially for widows and widowers. Here's an example of some sequencing if you want to do this. Wanda, age 60, has a primary insurance amount of $1,200. Deceased husband's primary insurance amount was $2,600. Scenario 1, Wanda starts own retirement benefit at 62 and switches to a survivor benefit. Or scenario 2 is Wanda starts survivor benefit at age 60. So there are a couple claiming sequences that you can work through when it comes to survivor benefits. All right, now we're at must know number 4. If you claim benefits before full retirement age and work, your benefits will be withheld. This is extremely important to talk about. So not only does claiming early reduce your benefit and lock it in for the remainder of your life, but you get cost of living adjustments. If you pull your benefit out early and you're still working, every $1 in benefits is going to be withheld for every $2 you earn over $22,320 in 2024. And that number is just going to go up a little bit in 2025. The benefit will be adjusted back at full retirement age. So you'll kind of get that money back that was withheld. But you got to understand, not only are you taking it early and locking in a reduced amount, but if you're working, you're going to pull that benefit and make it even smaller. So don't be surprised if you get kind of a double whammy. Don't let the annual earnings test discourage you from working. To avoid the earnings test, you just may want to wait if you can, because you're working, so you're making an earned income. Don't just take Social Security because it's there and available. Because remember, we're trying to maximize our benefit. A couple little known rules about the earning test is it applies to all benefits received before full retirement age. That's retirement benefits, spousal benefits, and survivor benefits. It may cause your spouse's benefits to be withheld. So let's say John and Jane are 62, John files, and Jane files for her spousal benefit. If John goes back to work, Jane's spousal benefit will be withheld. So there's some nuance in there when you're working through these Social Security strategies you really need to work through based on the life that you're living and the goals that you have. All right, we're getting to the end here, and must know number 5 is your benefits may be subject to tax. And this all depends on how much other income you have. So the taxation of Social Security benefits all starts with your provisional income. As you can see down here at the bottom, your provisional income is your adjusted gross income plus 1/2 of your Social Security benefit plus any tax-exempt interest. So if you have municipal bonds and you think they're tax-free, they are. But they add back into a calculation that could bring in Social Security benefits into taxation. So you can see here some of these bands that you're going to be taxed in, where up to 85% of your Social Security benefit could be taxed. It's going to be pulled back in. This is called the tax trap. It could be a disaster. You could be paying way more in tax than you really want. So let's just use married filing jointly. If your provisional income is under $32,000, which is very little, the amount subject to Social Security tax is 0. If you're married filing jointly between $32,000 and $44,000, could be up to 50%. And if you're over $44,000, up to 85% of your Social Security benefit could be taxed. So how do we minimize this? You want to reduce other income with tax advantage investments. As best as you can, you want to reduce other income in tax advantage investments, especially in taxable accounts. That's a great way to do it. Specifying specific investments within a taxable account that are more tax efficient. ETFs, index funds are a lot more tax efficient. If you have actively managed mutual funds, the fund managers could be spitting off capital gains to you and you don't even know it, which increases your tax bill, which brings Social Security into taxation. Also, IRA maximization strategies, which we're navigating RMDs as best as we can, because when RMDs come out of IRAs, that goes on your tax bill, that increases your adjusted gross income, increases your provisional income, which brings more Social Security into taxation. So if you can navigate those early with maybe spending money early, doing some Roth conversions is a good option. Delaying Social Security is phenomenal because it reduces the number of years benefits are subject to tax. This other bullet point I don't love, but I need to bring it in, is reducing expenses. The more you spend, the more you have to distribute, which could increase your tax bill. It's really important to continue to navigate taxes in retirement, not just the first year, but throughout retirement. That's what we do with our comprehensive retirement planning services. Navigate taxes throughout retirement with a lot of these decisions. I know this was a longer video. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, I can help. As a retirement planner, I not only just manage the investments, but I help navigate taxes, income distribution strategies, and Social Security strategies in retirement. It's one big comprehensive service where I'm doing more for you and your goals than most advisors are. Answering questions: when should you apply for Social Security? What if you want to keep working? What if you've already applied? How much will your benefit be? How can you coordinate spousal benefits? Good long-term strategies. And what do I even do next? So if you have any questions, down below is contact information. You come to me directly. You only speak to me. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time. Once again, I'm Thatcher Taylor, founder of ProPath Financial and certified financial planner. If you're interested in seeing how we help our clients or implement these strategies that you saw in this video, please go to propathfinancial.com. That's www.propathfinancial.com to learn more, and make sure to say hi to me while you're there. We'll see you next time.